Hello everybody, before the video started, just wanted to say a few quick words in this unedited video, but Casper, one of my closest friends, has 1.5 mil on Instagram, over a mil on Facebook, and right around like 800K on TikTok. Casper is a dog, and he is very, very, very intelligent on all this stuff. He's been doing it for years, so I figured I'd just post this as a resource for everybody to have. This is from a few weeks ago. We were on like a little entrepreneurial retreat, and Casper gave a talk on growth marketing and content creation and everything to do in that realm. So with that being said, I also added chapters in, so if you're like, hey, I only really want to know about how to make a good hook, there's a part on that. You could just skip to that, or you could see all the chapters and just decide where to go from there. But yeah, Casper knows this stuff. If you want to get into content creation, this is a gold mine of information. So yeah, I know you all enjoy it, so thank you very much.
Today, we are going to be discussing how to hack not only the TikTok algorithm, but basically every social media algorithm out there, including Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All of these platforms tend to work the same, and I'll teach you guys the secrets to getting millions of views on every video like it's nothing. I need to click to go on to the next slide somehow.
Wait, quick question. Is your last name actually Casper?
No.
Like...
Okay, so this is my brand for those who don't know. These are a little bit outdated, but on TikTok, a little over 800K, Insta 1.4 mil, and then on Facebook about 1.1 mil. And I've done all of this in less than 2 years since I started, and had a pretty quick start. But I basically talk about personal finance across all these platforms, teaching basic things such as how to invest, how to build your credit score, and how to save money. So some companies I've worked with for brand deals have been Robinhood, Rocket Money, Printify, Moomoo, and Morning Brew. These have been some cool partnerships I've been able to do. And I guess it's kind of boring, but let's just keep going. So I started my social media journey way back in the day. I started Instagram back in 2018, and I grew Instagram theme pages to sell my dropshipping products, which were cat toys. So we had cute cuddle cats with 750 followers reposting viral cat videos, and I was trying to get people to buy my Shopify products. So that didn't really work out well, but it taught me that you could grow an audience organically for free. And I'll walk through a quick story. So the way I would sell my products is I would reach out to big cat accounts with like 200, 300, 400,000 followers. I would DM them asking them for a shout out, and I would pay them $20, $30, $40, $50 for them to shout out my product through like a video that I sent them or a picture. And after doing that a few times, I was like, okay, I'm breaking even, losing money. It's kind of mid. Why don't I just be on the other side and just cash out regardless of whether the ad does well or not? So that kind of hinted at me like you could actually grow a following and just get paid no matter how well the ads do or not. So went into YouTube after that. That taught me a lot about SEO, about click-through rates, viewer retention. I studied the algorithm because I wanted to succeed in it. I saw people like Graham Stephan, I admire them, looked up to their results with YouTube, making like 30, 40,000 a month just from ads, and I was like, that's crazy, I can do that too. Then I had my Instagram theme page grind essentially from 2018 to 2020, and I grew 3 accounts from 0 to 1.1 million followers combined in about those 2 years. And I was sitting at the cafeteria table like freshman year, and I was getting payments for like $120, like $220, and I was like stoked out of my mind. I was like, this is crazy. I'm literally 14 making money from my phone. Like I'm just posting ads for people. I taught all my friends that were willing to learn how to do this business too. So I was like bringing my whole friend group up. Like we were all making bread. So it was awesome. And then I started TikTok in March of 2022 after the theme pages slowed down because the algorithm changed. And I grew my first 100,000 followers on TikTok in a little less than 2 months. And then I crossed 1 million followers across all platforms in about a year. We can go to the next. So you guys can read this, pretty simple, but every algorithm essentially works the same. No matter if it's TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, the same principles apply, and I'm about to share them with you on how to grow on all of these platforms. So what causes videos to go viral? I guess these are just like subtle flexes. Like this is like outdated too, but like 11 mil, 9.7 mil, 7.7 mil, 9.7 mil, 4.7 mil. Both Instagram and TikTok have done very well. And sometimes like one video alone can bring you over 100,000 new followers. This one brought over 45,000. I know this video brought over like 130,000 followers as well, which is like crazy to think about. You're bringing in a whole football stadium of people, or two, with one stupid 10-second video that you record. So it's kind of cool, shows you the power of social media. So let's get into the actual sauce. So like, I got some results, but how did I do it? It all comes down to the number one most important variable, which is viewer retention on your videos, which is essentially how long someone sticks throughout the entire video without scrolling off. So when they scroll off the video, the retention will drop. And this basically chart takes an average of it. This is a very healthy retention graph. So most people stuck till almost 50% of people stuck all the way to the end of the video, which is like a great retention graph on videos. So the way that I actually do that is you have to have, I think there's another slide about it, but you have to be stimulating your audience constantly. Like if you have a video, like an Instagram reel where you're just talking to the camera, bro, who's gonna watch that? I'm gonna get bored in like 5 seconds. Like, first of all, I might not have my audio on, so if I see someone yapping to the camera, I'm not gonna watch it. And then if I do, I'm probably gonna get bored unless they're a really good storyteller in like 5 seconds. So what do? You add music in the background. You add captions that pop up. You add images that pop up, graphics, things that move and change. The human eye is attracted to movement. We can't, if you look into the forest, you won't be able to locate a squirrel, but once it moves, your eyes will locate it. So we're attracted to movement. So in your videos, you constantly have to be moving your body. Like if you look at my videos, I'm very animated. Like I'm talking a lot and I'm moving my head and I'm shaking my body. That sounds weird. But essentially, I'm trying to get that movement, like keep moving in the video so people are attracted to it. And it flips back and forth between me talking like this and like this. So that's the number one most important thing. The way we hack it is just by stimulating people through audio, captions, movement, and speech. And then the next most important thing is shares, saves, comments, and likes also have weight in the algorithm. But if your retention on your video is poor, nothing else matters. So if your retention graph drops off like that immediately and no one watches the full video, no matter how viral it is, it's not going to do well. So this is like the foundation, and this is how you actually like go from, this could be like a 100,000 view video, but with this, it could be a 10 million view video. So you need the foundation, and then if you spark some sort of controversy or to get the comments going, or you have like a very useful video, it's like use these 5 hacks to have the best sleep of your night, of your life tomorrow. And then that'll get probably a lot of shares and saves. If something's funny, people will share it. Likes actually don't have that much weight in the algorithm, but they're there. They help a little bit. So, yeah.
If you make a video super short, like 5 seconds, the retention rate might look good, right? So is
Yes.
there a way to hack it?
That's the thing. So it actually depends on the length of the video. Now TikTok, for example, is pushing longer videos so videos over a minute long will do better than shorter videos regardless of the retention. But if it's a shorter video, they have different standards and the algorithm dictates that. So if you have a 5-second video, the retention needs to be like 120%, meaning the average person watches the video in full and then some. Versus like a 30-second video, if you have a retention of like 70%, that's good. So it depends on the length of the video. Okay, so how do we get high viewer retention in our videos? And I know this is a lot of technical stuff, but like if you hear all this, it just means like, how do I get millions of views on my videos? You need to have a few things in mind. So the first thing is you need a very strong hook. If you can't hook someone in the first 2 to 3 seconds, now I'd honestly say like, I see my friends scrolling through TikTok and dude, they don't even give someone 2 seconds to talk. They give them like half a second and then they have their first impression and they either stay or they flip to the next video. So you need to have an extremely strong hook. Yeah?
Same thing applies with writing. Like every
Yes.
blog post or like email that you send, like you should spend at least 20 to 30% of your energy on the first sentence. On the first sentence. Because if they don't even look into it, they don't even look into the title because it's not interesting, none of your other points matter. So you should be spending like a very, very significant amount of time on your
Great point. I 100% agree. Content and writing both the same way.
Specifically when coming to the hook, what's the difference between the kind of short form content that you make and let's say a more long form content on YouTube, let's say like a podcast or something?
Oh, what was the example of a long form?
Like a podcast.
A podcast? Okay, so podcast is a very different form of long form. It's like its own beast. I think you attract people through your reputation and your thumbnail on like podcasts. But a lot of podcasts you'll also see, like, I don't know if you guys watch Graham Stephan's Iced Coffee Hour. They'll have like a clip of like the most exciting part in the beginning to hook your attention in. And then they'll draw into the video and be like, we're gonna be talking about this later, but here's the start of it. So your hook needs to be strong no matter what you're doing. You're writing, podcast, long form, short form, anything. Because if you don't hook people in, it's kind of natural. It's like, why are they going to waste their time if you don't hook them in?
Yeah, and on that note, one thing you can do is just write 15 different hooks. Cook 15 different ones and then see which one grabs someone. Then show it to your friend and be like, which one grabbed your attention the most?
Yes, for writing that's good. For content, my strategy is I'll write a hook. I've done this a lot, so it's a little bit easier. But I'll write a hook, and then I turn off my brain, and I try to put myself in the shoes of an average scroller. Like, I'm an average guy who kind of wants to save money. I see this, am I hooked in? No. Okay, new hit, new hook. Think of something different. Quick little hack, like very specific. If you start your video with how to make $1 million by the time you're 60, boring, everyone's gonna fall asleep. But you switch just a little thing in the very beginning, and you say, this is how you save $1 million by the time you're 65, or here is how. Instead of starting with how to, the video tends to do significantly better. So you also have to study what works in content and model after what does. Yes?
Do you ever bring in other people when you're doing this process? Like if you want to create a strong hook, do you like talk to your friends and be like, is this strong?
I try to, but all my friends, like my roommate, he's like, dude, don't even show him his video. I hate your videos. Like, I'm not even going to watch it. Like, I love the guy to death, but he's like, dude, like, I'll be straight up. Like, I hate these videos, and I hate when they, like, yap and, like, talk about this stuff. Like, I'm never going to watch your video, so don't even bother wasting your time with me. I'm like, dude, fair. Thanks for being honest with me. And I don't have anyone to really show it to. I've tried testing with family, but, like, my parents are immigrants. Like, low-key, they're not my target. Maybe they are my target demographic, but, like, they're not very amazing in English, and they might not catch on immediately. So it's all up to me. But I recommend, if you can, try to find someone who's your target viewer and show it to them. And what I would do is, if I had friends who actually were into it, or cousins, I would give them my phone and watch the video. I wouldn't be watching the video, I'd be watching their eyes. So I have them watching the video, and once they start moving their eyes like up and down, or like to the side, I can tell they're getting bored. And at that point, I make note, okay, I said this. Is this a good thing? Can I cut it out? Do I need this? Can I say this differently? Right? So it's all about the eyesight and the movement you can track. Yes?
Kind of the target demographic you were talking about, how do you start knowing what your target demographic is to like lean into it?
Well, I mean, you initially first want to find your niche, and your niche should be, I mean, we talked about this, I think, with Luke. It's just something you're really good at, and you could talk about all day, and the intersection between that should be your niche. I guess you can throw some other factors into that, but then other people who are interested in that will be your niche, or people who want to gain more knowledge in that. They want to grow in that field. Like, for me, I'll give an example. Like, I would love to watch a video about like biohacking, anything about like diet, sleep, nutrition, water. I'll watch it because I'm interested in it. And the person who's making the video could talk about it all day, and they're very wise about it. That's why I'm watching, right? Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, kind of. More just like if you're like getting started or something, and like you don't exactly, like kind of like with what Akul was saying about like customer discovery and stuff.
Yeah.
Like how are you supposed to do like customer discovery with this type of shit? Because
You gotta know what you're selling.
Well, usually you choose your niche first. It's like you're not really looking for, I guess you can say you're looking for a customer, but I don't know how you discover, I guess you can find their pain points through comments. So if you make a broader video, people will usually be like, can you talk about this? Can you go over this? Like, it seems like you know your stuff. Can you touch on this topic? And then you can make more specific videos based on that feedback. So yeah. And then we got Number 2, you have to keep people curious throughout the whole video. A strategy that I do is just like every single word you say, every single sentence should be, you have to initiate some sort of curiosity in their brain with the hook, solve it, but then there's a but. Like not necessarily verbatim, like, but this is happening, but like mentally, like I was working on a script for one of my clients and we were talking about something being a stay-at-home mom. It's like, I actually, believe it or not, I love when my kids get bored. And then she goes on to talk about that. She doesn't really hit on the nail. And when she does hit on the reason why is because of creativity. And then when you hear that, you're like, wait, creativity, but what about creativity? So you constantly create this curiosity and you sort of like spoon feed them, but don't solve it completely, because once they feel satisfied with the video, like they got the knowledge, they will scroll off and you will lose a viewer. So you have to keep them waiting and like tension the whole time and not having the full explanation until the very end. And once you do, short outro and finish the video. Don't drag it out.
Is that why there's a lot of those like stupid Facebook videos where they're like putting a ping pong ball on a cop and like wait till the end to see this? It's like they're just trying to drag.
Yes, they're.
So is that pretty much going on attention?
Yes, they're trying to drag your attention out, and that's why the video will do well. It's like, wait for it. Almost there. You won't believe what happens. So, yes, you just have to keep people curious, and this is an art, it's a skill, it's hard to do it, but once you try it a few times, you'll get the hang of it in your own niche. And then the 3 points of stimulation, I came up with this myself, and I kind of like it. Every video, I mean, wow, you like the thing you made, it's crazy, right? 3 points of stimulation, I would say you need 3 in your videos, is speaking, visual, text, or audio. Like choose 3 out of those, and your video should have at least 3 of these, not 2, not 1, not probably all 4, that's too much, but yeah.
I was saying, is that in order of what you think is best to least?
Nope. Different niches and different styles of content, different structures require different ones of these. Like you don't need to talk in your videos. You could have text, you could have like a trending audio in the background, or you could be narrating over something. Yes?
So I know you're kind of talking from like a personal brand perspective. Does any of this change for, say, like a business putting out content, like building their brand?
Do you have an example of a business you have in mind?
Just take like my own business, for example. Like if we're putting out short form content, does all of these things still apply, or just more tailored to like a personal brand?
I would say 1,000%. All of these apply. You need a strong hook. You need to keep people curious throughout the whole video. And you need, I would say, at least 3 points of stimulation as well. This is an attempt to solve this and this. Or at least keep them just on their toes the whole time. And so yeah, speaking, I'll walk you through like my videos real quick. So I talk, I have a background in my videos, and I have text. And I don't have audio, because I feel like if I added a trending audio in the background, might be a little too much. I've tried it, I can't focus, and if I can't focus, someone else probably won't. So that's essentially what you want to look for in getting high viewer retention. Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, this probably doesn't apply to your personal brand, but do you think making videos controversial helps so that people comment under the video and then they start arguing and then
Yes.
it goes?
So we were talking about this with Paul just a minute ago. One of the easiest ways to blow up, and a lot of people stumble into this by accident, is they have a video that goes viral and then they see, why did it go viral? They check the comments and people are arguing in the comments. They're like, yours was like about a bike. It's like, no, it's this kind of bike. No, it's that kind of bike. Like, this is the wrong type of bike. You're getting it wrong. So if you can initiate some sort of controversy in your video, like my most viral TikTok video was about how to lower your medical bills at hospitals. And it was specifically tailored towards the US hospital system. Like you get an itemized bill and that usually gets it right. But there was like, I looked at demographics and there were a loud minority. Like 2% of people were from outside the US watching, but half the comments were from people like from the EU. And they're like, imagine having to pay for healthcare. Like, you guys suck in America. I don't have to pay anything for healthcare. And then the Americans go back and they're like, at least I don't have to wait 6 months for an appointment, right? And people were having beef. And I'm like, this is why I did so well. Because there was some sort of controversy, even though I didn't really mean for it to be that way. So, yeah, controversy is a phenomenal tool. But you have to keep using it wisely because you don't want to tarnish your reputation if you overuse it. And everything you say, like Andrew Tate, I don't mean to like throw his name up, but like you know, some of the stuff he says is just to spark that controversy and get a ton of views on his videos. So yeah, just got to make sure there's a good balance. Yeah.
When you say visual, is that like an active visual showing like you're showing a video of something happening, or is that like, you know, those like Family Guy clips or like some car going down some weird ramp?
Either one of those, like all of it falls under the thing. Like people do everything they can to keep people stimulated. You guys have seen the podcast clip and then the GTA racing video and captions, and then there's like pop-ups too, and it's like, I can't watch that. But my little cousin who's like 13, he eats it up, so like. Oh, I actually made those videos. I hired some guys off like Upwork, and there was like Minecraft parkour with text and like pop-ups, and it was like scary Reddit stories, and it did well. Like the first video got like 300K views. It's just like, if you know how to hack the algorithm and do what you need to do to get views, it's not that hard. It's like very repeatable. No, I quit it soon after because our editors, we had one editor, he was screwing us over, and then another one also. So it's not worth my time. It was a short-term bag kind of thing. Yeah, we can skip. Oh, yeah?
Well, this is a direct question to you and your content. What do you think the social consequences of your content are by optimizing the way people look at videos and scroll constantly? How do you think that's playing into like the value you're providing with your finance videos versus the value that you're probably draining from people's attention spans?
I mean, they wouldn't watch the video if I didn't optimize it for retention. And I can't, that's the way you basically, it's like, who's gonna listen to a professor who's 80 and he talks very monotone the whole time? Maybe he's giving great value, but I guess he's hijacking your dopamine system by making pauses, by using varied tonal inflections, right? So that's essentially what you're doing, but on a bigger scale. Essentially, you're playing the game, and you're not gonna get views if you don't. And yeah, it's like, how do you get someone's attention in real life? Like, you gotta hook them in too. Like, if you're telling a story, you start with the hook. It's like, I ended up in Frankfurt at this like crazy hotel. Card hose. Yeah.
In terms of like these 3-point simulation, do you think it changes per age group? So like, someone like me, I wouldn't really care if there was like a Minecraft thing going on. So I don't need that. But maybe I need text because I can't hear that well, or like, I don't know. Do you think these change per demographic, or like they're pretty similar across?
Yes, and I think you hit on a great point, because I've noticed something very recently, that now my content tends to do differently based on the editing style, where if I have longer pauses between my cuts, so it's like, hey hospital, why are you charging me $10,000 for a broken finger? Like a half-second pause versus like a 0.2-second pause will do better on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Well, on TikTok, they will flop. And I had a video that I posted about Google Flights tips, and I posted it on TikTok. Super stimulating. I'm like in the camera, like talking, like, don't book a flight until you know this secret. There's a plane flying in front of my face, like tons of text popping up. On Instagram, it got like 200K views, average video. On TikTok, it got 1.5 million. And you could see that there's a difference. And on Facebook, it just flopped. So there's a difference in demographics on these platforms. And you should, if you really want to be super like tailored with your content, you could adjust it based on whichever platform you're posting on, stimulation-wise. Like, older people don't need as much going on, and they'll find it as too much versus young people.
When you're talking about half a second pauses versus like 0.2-second pauses, that's like a difference of 0.3 seconds.
Yeah.
How do you A/B test something like that? How do you realize that, okay, this is gonna make that difference in the videos, or you know, this is not performing as well on Instagram, because you have to test both of them, right?
Yes.
So you just upload 2 videos, one with like 0.2-second pause, 1.5-second pause?
Sometimes I'll post the same video twice. It'll be in a separate time frame, like every 3 months, I'll repost it. But also, I'll have like proven viral video topics, and then I'll mess around with the timing. And it won't be like a direct study, because you can't post the 2 same videos, because if you watch the first video, you're not going to watch the second one, no matter how long the pauses are, right? Because you already saw it. But that's just been my experience, and that you could generally see. And then once you edit videos for a long time, you kind of know the pacing. You're like, it feels like this pause is adequate for this. Because sometimes you need to let things sink in. Like when you say something, when you stop, that lets it sink in for people. Like people register it. But if you're talking, it's not going to register, right? So I guess it's kind of like a feel out. I guess it's art in a sense, like very flowy. Yeah.
How long does it take you to make one video from scratch?
Okay, so when I started, my first videos would take me 8 hours to make like a 16-second video because I was a perfectionist. Everything needed to be perfect. Like the way I smiled, the way like I moved my mouth when I was talking needed to be perfect, right? And the angle, the size, the everything, like where I was in the frame. And then the editing was also huge. Like I was like, what if this color does better? What about this color does better? What if this? Now I've dialed it in. I have an editor, so all I do is I script the videos and I record them. I say each video takes about an hour max. Yeah.
Have you noticed there's a time of day when you post that's most beneficial?
Great point. Doesn't matter at all. Time of day that you post is like a BS thing that people who think they know social media will tell you about. My audience is the most active at 9 a.m., meaning if I post it, the more people it has the possibility to touch. But if you're trying to go viral and grow an audience, it does not matter at all. Because if it's a good video and you post it at 3 a.m., eventually it'll get shown to the right audience and it'll blow up. And if you post that same video at 3 p.m., it eventually will touch the right audience and blow up. So the time of day you post doesn't really matter. The only thing I would say it matters for is maybe stories. If you're posting stories because they only show up for 24 hours and they don't really go viral. So good content speaks for itself. If you have a good video, just post it. Yeah.
So I think like all this insight is good for like, when you get those views, right? Like TikTok putting that on the screen of 10,000 people first. How do you like, there's sometimes people post videos that don't even get seen. Like will be 0 views or like 10 views. Like is there kind of a way to know like if you're getting views? Like how, is there a strategy that you do to like if you're starting up from ground zero, how do I know that this video that I'm posting is going to get put on, X amount of people's timeline or whatever it may be?
Yeah. So at the start, if it gets 0 views, it means it's probably not a good video. It's not optimized for the platforms at least. And TikTok, for example, your first video will get pushed. It'll probably get 500 to 1,000 views no matter what you post, like the crappiest video. They give a boost to incentivize new users. My first ever video on TikTok got like 50,000 views, but that was a combination because it was like a decently good video, plus it got that boost. And usually they'll boost your first video. But to know if it's like a good video, like it'll get views regardless. So if it's not getting views, it's not like the algorithm hates you or anything. It means you probably just don't know how to play it. You don't know how to create your videos that are engaging for social media. Same thing with YouTube. Sometimes it takes longer for the videos to hit because how the algorithm works is let's say you post a video, right? It shows up in front of 30 people. If all 30 people scroll within the first 3 seconds, it'll be like, all right, all these people interested in, let's say, farm animals, they don't like it. Let's show it to people interested in fitness. Okay, who liked it? Oh, there's like more people who liked it from here. What if we show it to more fitness people? And they kind of test audiences, and whenever there's a higher watch time from one of them, they'll spread to more. So it's kind of, they hit pockets of audiences.
Do you think that these videos change for businesses? Like, if I'm a business and I'm trying to sell some product,
Sure.
do you think that my video needs to change at all, or do you think it's just about building brand and I shouldn't be selling anything on my videos in the first place?
What do you mean specifically by that?
Like,
Can you
should
give me
I
an
be-
example?
Or like, let's say that like I'm like I make pizza. Like
Sure.
I want to sell pizza, right?
Yes.
Should my videos be about how to make pizza, or should my videos be like, come to my pizza shop and eat my pizza?
What do you guys think when you hear that?
Number 1 pizza shop in Urbana, Champaign.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I heard someone say how to make a pizza. What does everyone else think? Just curious to hear the majority. Huh? Okay. So when I hear that, I immediately would want to scroll. When I heard, come to my pizza shop, dude, no one likes someone who's like selling themselves.
Right.
You want to have a very soft sell if you're ever selling anything on social media. If you shove something down people's throats, they can sense it. Humans are so good at sensing if someone's trying to sell them something that they'll shy away. But if it's super soft, it's like, this is what I personally use. This is what I do. You can try it out. Like, this is my favorite pizza on campus. And you have 10,000 followers and you're known around UIUC. Bro, next day, that shop will have 200 people at it, right? But if you say, guys, go to this shop, it's so good, you have to be like next level celebrity to actually influence people. But I would say lead with value in your content. And if you do sell, always soft sell. And I would say like, talk about yourself. Don't say like, you need this, but be like, I use this and it helped me so much, kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess I'm more curious on like when you do these sponsored ads for
Yes.
like, these different companies. Is that how you do it? Like, hey, I'm using Robinhood and you should too, and here's why.
Kind of. So I have a video where I play back and forth between two characters, and it'll usually be like, I hook in with a problem that a lot of people face. I'm trying to think of like one of the most recent ones I've done. I was in brand deal, but I wish. I had one with Rakuten. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That was like my most recent one. And I started the video off with like, hey Nike, can I buy these shoes for 50 bucks? First of all, it's like, hey Nike, you're calling out a big brand. Everyone shops there. Second thing is, can I buy these shoes for $50? Where do you buy shoes for $50? Like, they're hooked in, they're curious. That video, I haven't checked the views, but last week it was at like 700,000 for an ad that's phenomenal. So I hook people in with that. And then I'm like, no, are you crazy? You can't buy shoes for $50. We don't have shoes for $50. And he's like, actually, I'm going to get them for only $20. And then it's like, whoa, what the hell is going on, right? People are hooked in. And I'm basically role-playing like a problem solution kind of thing and keeping people curious. And then the way I say is like, watch me get these for 20 bucks. So I'm going to use, I'm going to comment the word save on this video, and Casper's going to send me a $30 cashback promo. And when I go and shop at Nike with this promo, I will get these shoes for $30 off, and these shoes are only $50. And then the guy's like, wow, I didn't even know about this. And you're like, yeah, that's why I follow Casper. And then people are like, okay. So, yeah, you want to lead with a problem so people can resonate with you, and then show them like how great the sell is, like the solution is.
So you want to integrate within your video. Like, it should be like cohesive.
Yes.
It should still say a story.
Yes.
It shouldn't be like a super addy. Like,
No.
oh yeah, use morning brew for, use my promo code and like get 50% off your next subscription.
Yes, exactly. So you want to resonate with the audience. That's how you're going to hook people in, is if you say something that resonates with a large portion of your audience and it gets them to stop scrolling. It's like, dude, did you hear about ARM IPOing? And people who are in the finance space, if that's the demographic, they'll be like, oh shit, I heard about this. I want to know more, right? So you'll target those people and then be like, oh wait, how did you find out about this? Oh, I just read Morning Brew and it's free. You can sign up in my bio, kind of thing. So you want to be very clean with how you convert people and not be like salesy.
Two questions. So when you say you spend an hour making these little 30-second videos, does that include the time for research as well, or is that just in terms of scripting? And kind of as a follow-up to that, when you're doing the scripting, is it all like straight out of your head, or are you using like AI or anything to help you yourself?
Great question. Great questions. So, number one, why am I blanking out? The first one was research. Yes, the hour is both researching and scripting and recording. And then I don't edit. My editor edits and sends me the finished video. Second question, lack of sleep. Yes, okay, so I script all my videos by myself, and I've tried AI. If someone can get me to work AI to do it, by all means, please tell me, because I would love that. Scripting is the most tedious part, but usually it can't replicate my personality, and I need that to happen. So it's all off the dome, and I've just scripted a lot of videos and then seen what works well and noticed these patterns. So I just work off what works and stay away from what doesn't, kind of double down. And yeah, it's all just, I'm going through the conversation in my head. Whenever I'm scripting, I finish a line, I imagine myself saying it and it being like on a screen, and I'm like, okay, if I say this, will it resonate with people? No? Okay, next script, next hook, switch it up. What can I say? kind of thing. So I'm always like giving myself feedback by putting myself in the shoes of another person, which is a very useful skill.
How important is consistent posting for the algorithm?
For the algorithm, doesn't matter. For your success, matters a lot. Because how are you going to grow? Through posting. I think I only posted like 250 videos throughout the 2 years, which isn't a lot. If you average it out, that's like once every 2-3 days. Some people post 3 times a day, and they'll have like 1,500 videos, and they'll have like 100,000 followers. And it's like, I focus on quality over quantity, and the way I do that is I make sure every video is a banger, and I don't want to waste my time like scripting a video. And if I know it's not going to be good, I won't even, like, I'll throw the script away, or I'll take the video if it's edited, I don't like it, I'll just not post it, because I'd rather keep my average views up so brands want to work with me and people look up to me because of the average views being high. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Do your videos feel a little formulaic, like you're doing the same thing over and over again, or do you change it up every video?
The structure is always the same, and it's like the vehicle that I express my message through. And I like it because it gives me some structure. I don't have to start from scratch every time. It's like whenever I say, I have a video about any company that's well known, Target, Walmart, Samsung, Apple, whatever, I know I'll say, hey Apple, hey Samsung, hey Spotify. That tends to do well, so it kind of gives me structure. I know what will work and what doesn't. So I like it. I like the structure. Yeah?
How do you have like constant flow of ideas? Do you ever get like stuck? You're just like, I talk about everything that you talk about.
You think you have, but there's unlimited ideas. And most of my ideas are just inspiration from other creators. I've had a few original ideas, but by far they're all like, I remade viral videos. Like, it's the easiest way to blow up quick. And I'm going for max growth extremely fast. And there's always like endless inspiration. There's endless content out there. And you can take inspiration from your own life experiences, from articles, from other creators, whatever you want. So some people have complained like, oh, there's no video. There's video ideas, trust me. There's always video ideas. So, yeah. Okay, well, I already talked about this, but if you want a strong hook, just pretend like you're a random person scrolling on whatever platform you're posting, interested in your niche. Just, unless I'm like Asperger's and I could do this, I think everyone else could do this, but like, just like, throw yourself out of like, I'm Casper, throw yourself into like, I'm some rando, and I'm watching this video, it sucks. I'm not gonna get hooked in. Okay, scrap it, make a new hook. What could you say that can create a pattern interrupt that will get that person to stop scrolling? So, like I said, I've studied a few of these things. One of them is, here is how, or this is how. This is how I grew to 1 million followers in 1 year. Okay, I wanna know. How to grow to 1 million followers in 1 year. Okay, kind of interesting. So you kind of notice these patterns and you know what you can say that can be an interrupt. Usually it's some sort of movement in the beginning and some words that ring bells in your head that you can resonate with. I have an example video.
Play it.
Should I play it?
Play it.
Okay, just click on the link.
Let's get that sample.
I don't know if the audio's on. You could check. Oh, nice.
This secret. Hi North Face, my jacket has a rip. Can I get it repaired or replaced? Okay, no problem. Do you have a receipt?
Let's go.
And I don't need one. I know North Face has a lifetime warranty.
You could restart it. Just restart it from the very beginning. So these might seem cringy, but like they work.
Don't ever throw away your North Face until you know this secret. Hi North Face.
Okay, so you can stop it.
Can I get it repaired or replaced?
Okay. He's hooked in. He's hooked in. It works. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you're a nerd. You must have read our policy. Read the policy. Who does that? I just follow Casper.
Okay. So essentially, you could pause it at like the very first second so I can show something.
That first comment makes a lot of sense.
It's Chrome.
Okay.
No, just pause it.
Here, pause it on the first second if you can.
He's off. Someone
Go on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the very. You could just pause it, yeah. So what I do here is I stand in front of the camera and I go like, what is there? What do you guys see from what I've talked about? Movement, right? We all want movement, okay? So I'm there, I'm like, don't shop at North Face until you know this, right? There's text, it's changing. My facial expressions are changing. I open my eyes super wide, so just like, feel like, what the hell is this kid talking about? Like, it must be so crazy that his eyes are so wide. Or I'll do like a video where I'm like, don't shop, and I'll like look side to side, like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like a creepy, like, oh, I'm checking if no one's watching me kind of thing. So you just play around with these variables and you just see what works. This works incredibly well. So I start all my videos for the most part off with like, don't shop at Nike until you know this secret. And I have like 30 takes of the intro to make sure like my facial expressions are good. I'm pointing my fingers high enough, like they're level, and my eyes are wide and like my face is, I don't know, making expressions. So movement, once again, movement and a pattern interrupt. Oh, one more thing, negativity. Negativity always works better than positivity. So if you say, use this hack when you shop at North Face, who fucking cares? Don't shop at North Face until you know wait, what's wrong with North Face? I want to know what's wrong with North Face. Tell me, right? That's what you're thinking. So the human mind is like wired to think of the negatives first, because if you are aware of the negatives, you won't get killed by a bear. But if you're like, oh my gosh, nice daisies, you'll get killed by a bear. So like we're wired to think about the negatives more than we are about the positives. So use that to your advantage. And if you guys haven't noticed, content is all psychology. It's all psychology, hacking the human brain so that they're interested and they want to watch and engage with it. So, and then you could also have, oh, we'll talk about this in a second. But yeah, any questions?
When you record, do you record from the back camera or the
Front camera.
Front camera.
Yeah.
So you see yourself doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the slide.
Yeah, back on the slides. Don't worry, I don't really know how to use a computer too. I'm bad with tech.
Have you used these hacks yourself?
Bro. oh, you mean like the actual hacks that I teach? I was like, the content? No, I'm just talking about it, you know? No, I think this works, but I don't really know. I think I've used like one or two of them.
You were not happy.
Yeah, I've used like one or two of them, but I don't really consume much. A cool thing, I feel like this is like a Luke type thing, but I've been thinking it's like the only way you make money is by producing, not consuming, so produce more. So I just like try not to consume as much, and I just make shit, because that's what makes you money, gives you a reputation, builds you a brand. Yes?
How do you find a balance between, because obviously like, you need to consume some research
Yes.
stuff, like some other TikToks, whatever, right? How do you find that balance between consuming and producing? What does it look like for you?
So that's one reason why I hate doing social media. Just one reason, is you get caught doom scrolling because you're researching video ideas and then you get hooked and you're like, wait, why am I watching like creatine videos if I'm researching personal finance hacks, right? So the balance I found is to research videos, I only go to reliable sources like other creators that talk about hacks for inspiration, or I only go to websites that talk about these sorts of hacks for inspiration, and that's what I call my work. Everything else is just, I consider as wasting time. So try to do little of that, and when I'm working, I'm only on these profiles that I know create content similar to me and that I can use as inspiration. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, I hope this isn't too long, but like I'm just yapping away.
That's good, dude.
Viral worthy video topic. What the hell is this? I haven't done this presentation since like summer of 2022. So, or 2023, I think. Give me a topic and I'll screen share. You guys don't care about like me finding a viral video idea? Like no one here really wants to get into content, or am I wrong?
Do it. Let's
It's
your
Okay.
presentation, man.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, you want to grow your page?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Here, I'll take the computer. So, what's your niche?
Motorcycles.
Okay. So, if I were to be going about finding a video idea for the motorcycle niche, because I'm trying to grow my motorcycle account, here's exactly what I would do once I figure out how to leave this. This is complicated.
It's got 3 check.
Bro,
Bro, it's 'cause you're on a Mac.
He's going to check it.
You know it too.
Man's been doing homework.
Okay, so why is it so small? Okay. So what I would do, I'll just sit here. I'm trying to find a video idea for motorcycles. I'd go to TikTok. TikTok's usually my go-to because you can sort videos by most liked, which I love. So I will just go here and motorcycle. And if you're more niche, you can type in whatever niche keywords you are, like Yamahas or whatever your motorcycle is. We'll just do broad motorcycles for right now, though. Right here, on your phone, it sorts by most liked, but on the computer, it doesn't. You can click the top 3 dots, which aren't here on your phone. You can sort by the most liked videos in a certain time frame. I usually do like 3 months, and they'll show you the most viral recent videos. And that'll be great inspiration. So this doesn't do that, huh?
What's the percentage thing beneath the name? Is that the retention rate?
That's the engagement rate. That's just an extension I have. So we have a bunch of videos here with over 1 million views. Let's see if there's one that has like a bunch more. 4.7, okay. You're not gonna recreate a crazy crash, I think, so let's maybe not. Okay, this one's like 7 million. This one's probably another crash, is it? Okay, so I would find a video that has a lot more views than average, like this 12 million. Okay, this one could be an easy video to recreate, so we'll click on it. I'll see if it matches like my content style. So all you write is like POV. You just got off the highway after a top speed run with no plate. Why did they get 12 million views? I don't know, but it did for a reason. Okay? So what I would do is if I'm Paul, I would just set a little GoPro or like camera or like put my even phone up there at 0.5 and I don't know, like if there's a cop coming by, like just like have that in the back of your mind and just like set it up there while you're at a stoplight and just record that and just pretend like you're looking back or something and put the same text, maybe not the same text, but like switch it up. Same idea, put it up above you, and you got a potential 1 million view to 10 million view video in, I don't know, like 10 minutes of work. Light work, 1 million views, 1 million likes. This video probably brought this creator like 100,000 new followers. So that's so light. Like another idea. So if you want ideas, you can also take inspiration. Okay, like, so you could easily recreate this video too. Just have a friend behind you in a car, right? Like switch it up, but like same style, same structure. You could have different text, like different commentary, different music. But model after success, and it's the easiest thing ever to blow up. Like I guarantee if you went on TikTok and saw these videos, recreated the top 5, at least one of them will go viral as long as your editing is not horrible, and you'll get at least 1 million views on them and get like 10,000 followers. And do that in a week, you got 10,000 followers your first week.
One question I have is like, do you ever, like I guess you can't really use this, but maybe for motorcycles you can, like do you ever film a video and use that same exact video in 3 different?
You can, totally. The B-roll, yeah. You can. As long as it's not overly repetitive, like it's in the beginning of one video, at the end of another, like as long as you switch it up, it's fine. Yeah?
How does monetization work? Is it only through ads or on TikTok's platform you get paid per view, or how does that work?
Okay, I'll touch on that after. I wanted to also mention, so you don't want to be copying people directly, number one. Number two, you can do this a few times to get the hang of it, and you'll see what tends to do well. And then you can use this same structure or style, like this style of video where it's kind of like a story where like something's happening to you while you're on your bike, and you can think of it because you're in the world of bikes, of motorcycles. So you can be like when you're turning and you almost touch the ground with your elbow or something like that. And you could just post these videos once you know what tends to go viral. Just study viral content and recreate it given the structure. So does that make sense? It's honestly so easy. Like, okay, I'm talking like it's really easy. It's not easy. It takes effort, but it's simple. It's not easy.
Do you think that it's easier to do for a personal brand than a company brand? Because there's certain things that you can't do as a company.
Like
you couldn't have the previous video where he's like talking about running away from the cops because that might give like as a company you might be legally challenged or whatever. That would be legally
yeah, of course. I think you can remake a lot of them as long as they align with your brand identity. Also with your personal brand, like maybe you don't want to be known for that, so don't post that video. Make sure it aligns with your brand identity. And I think the move has been, and it's going to continue being, people representing like companies and brands on their social media. Like how Allstate, what's that girl's name who was on the commercials? Flo, right? Flo from Allstate. She's a huge personal brand, and every company, I feel like, needs like a person that they can relate to. Because if you're just like a name like Walmart, like who the hell is Walmart? But if they have like a person on social media that is always showing up on your feed and they're talking about Walmart on Walmart's account, you're going to have a stronger connection. You're going to want to shop there. So,
Jake from State Farm.
yes, Jake from State Farm.
People buy from people, and a lot of like tech companies as well. Like if they're announcing something, like Airbnb announcing something, Brian Chesky is going to be the one to tweet it out. It's not going to, like maybe Airbnb's can't win, but Brian Chesky is going to be the one that everybody sees.
Yes, that's a great point. People buy from people. So, yes.
Especially if you're like smaller business, I mean, you double down on that fact, like lean into the fact that it's you.
You could resonate with people. You can be more personable and relatable.
Try to be corporate.
We'll talk about monetization at the end. Is that okay? Yeah.
Did you just use CapCut? Like I know you said you have now, but
Yeah.
prior to that, you just use CapCut?
CapCut is my go-to. Simple, easy, on your phone, on your laptop, whatever you want, free.
I've heard that like for the algorithm on TikTok or something, if you don't make it on TikTok, it's like worse for the video. Is that
Not true. That's a myth. The auto's true, but it's not. It's not. You're good. You're good. You can
It's like when your account like dies or something.
shadow ban.
Shadow ban. Is that real or?
I know it's real on Instagram because I've had it happen multiple times. Not on Casper Capital, but on my theme pages. What you do is you just wait 2 weeks and you get unshadow banned, pretty much most of the time, and you're fine. So as long as you don't spam any actions, like you don't follow 100 people in 1 hour, don't follow more than 20 people in an hour actually, and don't unfollow a bunch of people. Don't like too many posts in an hour. Don't comment too many times.
Just chill,
Then you're
bro.
fine. Just act like a human, not a bot.
They're very
Simple.
strict now. Like,
Yes, yes. Instagram is. Like even on my personal profile, I won't unfollow like more than, why am I saying unfollow? Oh, I have a bunch of bots that followed me and I made my account public on accident and it'll let them all in. So I'm unfollowing them, but I only do like 20 an hour max. So yeah, that's how we make a viral video and get ideas. Like I could work with you for like 2 weeks and I think you could get the hang of it and be cranking out like a 1 million view video every 3 videos. So yeah, it's just like a system and you get the hang of it and you understand how it works. All right, back to the juice.
So strong too. Like bikers are definitely in a comment. Like just as like
Well, yeah, everyone was going crazy in my comments, like, oh, it's not this, it's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, controversy, it sells. So copy what's working. Good artists copy, great artists steal. Picasso, like, you guys have heard that a million times, but everything in business, like, you could literally apply that. Like any business you want to start, just find someone who's doing it and like go under their wing for like a few months, have them teach you, and you'll have a business that's doing 10K a month, like quick. If you want to go that route, if you want to create something new, unique, creative, and novel, that's a different story. But if you just want the cash flow, just do that. It's like, yeah. So the fastest way to grow is to recreate what's already going viral. If it went viral in the past, it'll likely go viral again, as long as it's not too outdated. even if it is, it might still go viral. And make sure you add your own personal touch so you're not copying people verbatim. They hate that. And you won't be original, which kind of sucks. So this is the fun part. All right, I'm going to yap about this for like 5 minutes. Now we can use cool hacks to like blow up your videos. Retention's cool, engagement's cool, but like if you say something crazy in your video, I'll give you guys an example. A friend of mine, he runs this account. That's not the video. That's not the video, hold on. Did I leave the slides? I don't know how to use a computer.
Click the button with the marketing angles on it.
Casper.
Yeah.
The same thing happened. It's just the link. It's the same. It didn't take you to the video during reach too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's fine. We can.
Anyway, so I think I remember the video, so I'll tell you guys. He basically said, the video's like top 10 cheap, or like top 3 cheap date ideas. Step 1, find a cute girl to hang out with you. And like, or something along those lines. It's like, step 1, find a cute girl to hang out with you. And people in the comments were just like going crazy. They're like, oh, you lost me at step 1. I can't do step 1. Like, you want to be my step 1? Question mark. So you just say something crazy and get the comments going, engagement. Post ridiculous or controversial comments with an alt account. So what my friend would do, and I would do, is I'd have like a friend on like one of my videos say like, this is a lie, it doesn't work. And people would be like, what, it doesn't work? Like, or be like, I work at North Face and this hack doesn't work. Dude. On my own video. And then people would be like, bro, it doesn't work? What do you mean? Have you tried it? Like, he's like, no, I work here. And then you keep fucking with them in the comments, and it just drives conversations and engagement. And people will be like, dude, this guy's such a scam. He's such a lie. It's like, who cares, bro? We're getting engagement. So.
Also, I feel like with the motorcycle videos, if you just throw girls on there, it's going to drive views way more.
That's the problem.
Step 1. Step 1. So what he would do is like, in my friend's videos, he would put, if he had like a video where he was going over like Facebook Marketplace, he would specifically type in like a fake address on his account and show it for like a fraction of a second, and then have like, this is Miller Louise, and the bio is like mom of 3, dog mom, and like something like crazy. And it's like, sir, I think you leaked your address on the Facebook page. And people will be like, oh, I saw that part in the video. Let me see if you actually did. It's like, dude, you leaked your address. And then he says, no one's going to come to my house. And look how many replies. 28 replies to the thing. It's got like 1,000 likes on this. So you can just mess with people. Be creative. Be creative. Think of things and spark engagement up. Like, it's all about playing the game. It's like all like a fun game. Yeah.
Did you ever get in trouble for that? Like, whoever's house you did put in there, like, a bunch of people show up.
No one's gonna, no, the truth is no one is actually gonna show up. Like, I've accidentally leaked my like hometown, I think, and stuff, and like no one's done anything crazy, I think. And a lot of people have seen my videos, so I think it's fine. Yeah. Like, no one really cares. So another thing you can do, like a fun hack, is pronounce a word wrong. Like, let me think of an idea I did with this one. I know the one I go with usually is Levi's. I made a video about Levi's, and it's not Levi's, it's Levi's, right? So I'd be like, hey, Levi's, like, I want to get a free pair of jeans. And the comments will go crazy and blow up and be like, it's Levi's, not Levi's. It's Levi's. You said it wrong. You pronounced it wrong. You said it wrong. And I'll be like, no, I didn't. And then they'll go even crazier. So it'll just like generate a bunch of like comments and engagement. And you want to do that stupid stuff just because it works. Like a friend of mine, he did a video on Coca-Cola. He said, here's like the secret Coca-Cola is hiding from you. And people are like, what the fuck did you just say? Right? And the comments go crazy. Another one is asking controversial questions in the comments. This one's kind of boring, but like, yeah, like Apple or Samsung, like type 1 for Samsung, 2 for Apple, or 1 for Spirit, 2 for Delta, or whatever. You guys are dying here.
Dude, I can't believe this works.
It does.
You also misspelled TikTok is so
Yes.
retarded, bro.
Yes, that's another one. It's a good point. You could also misspell words in your videos. I've noticed people don't really catch on as much, unless it's like the only word on the screen. Yes.
Does this ruin your branding though? Like, will people look at you like an idiot then?
You would think, but no, not really. As long as you don't overdo it, a very small minority will notice these things, and they'll be loud, like a loud minority. They'll start like going crazy in the comments, and they'll drag other people in. But very few people will actually notice these things, and even if they do, they just shrug it off. Like you'll show up on their feed for 5 seconds and then go away. So you want to keep it modest and balanced, though. Don't go too crazy. Don't look like an idiot. I think we're nearing the end. So don't overcomplicate it. Not every video will go viral, but if you implement these methods we covered today, you'll have a way higher hit rate of viral videos than anyone else in your niche. Like, if you just follow these things, few simple methods, and if you guys want, we can chat later after. But it's not that hard to blow up on social media. You just copy what works, and you make good videos. Yes?
So the last question I have is, in terms of, so if you film your videos, right?
Yes.
You're in them, you're talking. Does this apply to maybe videos where there isn't people talking, like, or it's just like photos and writing, or are you allowed to like replicate those types of things as well?
Yeah, 100%. You can replicate anything you want. My old accounts on Instagram, we would just take the whole post and like reword a few things and change the colors of it, and that was our own thing. When I didn't show my face, and we'd repost it, it'd get another like million views, million likes, whatever. So yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. And this is fun. This is my game. So I love talking about it. Just like cool little things you can do to get reach. And in the end, attention is the most powerful tool. So if you know how to gather attention, you can control the world. Like,
You know how I like personally know the CEO of Pepsi banning Pepsi products for his children?
okay.
Do you do the same thing with social media where you don't consume social media content at all, but you know how to hack it and so you know what works on you and therefore you're able to avoid it?
That's funny. So whenever I'm talking about my job to other people, I always say I'm a drug dealer in this sense, where I deal with the drugs, I make the videos, I make them very catchy, get millions of views, but I don't consume. Like, I rarely scroll. It's usually just me getting videos from friends that I'll watch, like a one-off video. So I hate scrolling. It sucks for your brain. It's horrible, but at least my hacks, you're learning something. So I'm not hurting the world. I'm helping the world. At least I think so. I hope so. So yeah.
What were people's big takeaways?
Viewer retention. Yeah.
Viewer retention.
And it's a game too.
Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention, viewer retention. One of the best ways to keep it stimulating is make cuts. Like when I stop talking right now, make a cut, and the millisecond I start talking, the next clip, put it together. So there's no empty space, no blank space. Also with clips, something's going on, clip it up, make it change, make it move. It's all about movement. Sorry, I just wanted to reiterate that fact.
I think it's kind of cool. You showed us how to find a viral video. I think like that's super interesting, right? Like people don't know how to find a video that works or a format that works, and you showed us how to kind of do that. And so I think that's cool, man.
I'm glad. Yeah?
I think learning about like how to make use of like kids like lower attention span and like how to like kind of make your videos so that more people are interested in watching the entire thing instead of just like I don't know.
Yes.
I think not overdoing it and using 3 of the 4 is also important. Like if you find something that's interesting, keep them motivated. Like keep something coming up
Yes.
all the time.
You always want them stimulated.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. So I think you might have touched on it before, but do you think you're losing any value by maybe overstimulating people? are focusing on stimulation because like with your biohacking stuff, you probably wouldn't need a lot of stimulation. You'd still be interested, so they could be providing a lot of value. But let's say they're throwing text at you, like it might be taking away from the information you're getting just to capture your attention. You know
I think it enhances the way you absorb the information. Because if you think about it, if you listen to an audiobook versus if you read a book, versus if you read a book while listening to the audiobook, you're probably going to have enhanced absorption of the actual material if you have both. So if you have text and you have audio, I think it'll actually just help the absorption of the content.
Okay,
I don't really think it takes away.
that makes sense.
Unless it's too quick where some people won't understand, then they'll scroll off. Then you will know the video doesn't do well, right? So I think as long as you're getting views, it means people are taking stuff away from it. Yeah? Did you have any?
No, it was about the length, but then I realized you spoke about that.
Yes,
How
yes.
long should a video be on Instagram if I post guys a video?
You can do as short as 4 seconds. That's like the cap, short to like 4 seconds, and as long as like a minute and a half is the max on Instagram. On TikTok, you can do 10-minute videos. So, yeah.
All right, boys. I think we take a break and just like fuck around.
Thank you guys for listening, by the way.
Thanks for having us. Great presentation.
I hope I helped a little bit with anything.
Yeah, I like to just copy each other.
Yeah,
If
it's
you're in business, bro, like don't reinvent the wheel. Just find somebody who's already doing whatever.
like people want to be like cool, like, oh, I want to be a good person and not copy. Like, dude, just copy. You gotta work off what's working already, right?
Yeah.
Don't try to
Casper, that was great, man.
pretend like you're a genius.
Anybody
Thank
want
you,
a
bro.
cold plunge?
Thank you for the great questions. Like, you asked some phenomenal
That
questions.
was good presentation.
Thank you.
You saw it cool.
Huh? Yeah, do you want to buy it?
Yeah. You know, I would never.
Yeah.